All right, guys, we're back in this part three with this cluster. I had the step motors here set up before we remove because, like you will see, they're all the same number, so I don't want to confuse them or, new and old. But also, one thing that I left um, hanging on the last part, it was this missing part on this cluster. If you go back to part one, when I'm testing the cluster on here and on the car, you will notice that the check engine light is not on. I went over my own captures and I checked that, and I'm like, obviously, somebody had a problem on the car. I haven't done any diagnosis or a scanner connected onto the car to know if it's any other, not any other, if it's any codes on the computer or whatever, right? But so definitely, what is the most common thing that people do? Somebody before they sell a truck or a car, it just goes and ripped whatever is easier. In this case, they ripped the diode. But so I was able to get one from my used parts that I have in here, and I'm going to set it up. So let me get you guys focus on the screen so you can see what I'm doing. All right, let me get that little diode here. These are just so tiny. If I don't drop it any other where or anywhere else. So, so you're good to see. Look at my finger right next to that. It's just like a ginormous thing. Let's see, we need to flip that around. And as you can see, it's a used one. Somebody ripped. That's why this was like sideways. You see right here that somebody just ripped it out. And like I said, if you go over to my bench test and the car test, you will see that that light will not come on. I'm gonna put some flux in here, clean those pads, and then work myself to put that in here. The iron already on. What you do is just touch the pads so they're nice and clean and less abrupt. Let me see if I can put that in here. It is just so tiny that it's hard sometimes to maneuver. And bear with me. I left a little bump in there. I'm trying to get it in place. Then we can clean it better or whatever. It's a true leg. Obviously, it's a diet. We can put a little bit more soldering in there. I think that should do it. Especially in this one. Yeah, it's better. Fairly perfect. Yeah, perfect. All right, that is done. Now I need to get the cluster out of here. So let me stop the video and get ready to replace the step motors. All right, for this step, I don't need a microscope, so I need to turn my solder socket on. Let's see. Yep. So I need to let it warm up, and then we can use it. This one, for those that wants to know, is the Haco FR301, and this Saturn station or iron station that I use is the Hakko FM203. I got the hot tweezers, the micro pencil, and the regular pencils. The nice thing about those is you can just replace the iron. I'm going to start with the close. I mean, with the shoe is nice. I'm going to replace them all. Gotta be careful here not to destroy the pad. Still don't like some things in here, but we'll see when that comes to time to do. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm using my AirPods for this recording. I left my other headphone at the shop. I think I got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct. All right, we can turn this off. I have one of the stations in here, at least to hold it on place. And where's my other one? This one here. This is what you do is you bend the pins a little bit. So actually, I'm gonna use a bigger one for this. Got a lot of tweezers. Got this Hakko, they're not conductive, and it's the best. And they're very strong. They're not as needle tip as the other one, but for this kind of work, you don't really need that fine of a tweezer. I'm just trying to straighten this up, make it easy to get it out. We should do it. It's still giving me a fight. These plastic tops, which is so you don't put them in backwards. So right, this is the speedometer one. Let's get one here, and you cannot put this backwards because they got these two plastic tops that guides you. So don't have to be worried about that. And I just usually with my nail just bend it in a little bit so it doesn't fall. So you got one out. Let's pull this RPM one out. Actually do it with my fingers. It's way easier. Sometimes trying to be too fine makes it slower. Again, just bend it a little so it stays. Make sure they're all in. And the last one. There's a nice thing about these clusters is these parts are very inexpensive. At least it's a 2004. But if you try to do this on a 2000 or 98 to like 2000, 2001, forget about replacing all the motors. It's just impossible. As far as price, we can toss those in the garbage. hmm And I can really do this without a microscope. Keep you guys with me. Well, 1 second, because yeah, I'm having a little bit of it mess in here, which I don't like. I don't like to dump things on the floor. Well, that's better. Same thing. Actually, let me see how this goes. Otherwise, I put a little bit of a flux in here. Yeah, that's clean enough. One, I got two done. Three. Not sure if the camera angle is too far away. I mean, I just said I just want to keep you guys in the loop so you see what I'm doing. I know there's plenty of repair videos of clusters, but not on my channel. I'm doing this for my audience and also to show the customer it's nothing better than a video to show a person that the job got done the right way. All right, so let me put this cluster back together and we can do the test. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I got the cluster already turned on. Um, Obviously, the power supply is on as well. I got the scanner connected, and I want to show you what you need to do in order to calibrate your gauges. Because as you will see, some of them are not exactly as you will need to. At least that's what you think. So you do a display test on the scanner. So let me go back. So you go to IPC, which is Instrument Panel Cluster, Gauge. In there, you go display test. If I can go there. And that's where you select on and off. So you go on, and as you can see now, all gauges go to maximum. And this is where they should go back to minimum. It's very important that if one of them is not in the full position or in the right position, don't try to make it go because all you will do is push the motor. So just get the needle out because right now the motor itself is in the minimum position. So my vision is definitely not the best. I cannot see what I need to put this on. So bear with me again. So you just put the needle, and before you push, make sure you set them on the 0. Okay, let's do one more test. So on and off, perfect. Speedometer is good. Looks like the temperature might be a little off. Yeah, so we do the same thing. And before you push, make sure it's where you want it. One more time. On, off, perfect. I think the rest are good. As far as the check engine light, it's the pin A1. You need to provide a ground because otherwise I mean, I have it right here. So all you need to do, since we have that die removed, it's right there. Because this is a separate, it's not a part of the cluster itself on the lights. Because if you go here, out again, hopefully you guys can see this. So if you go over to lamp test, again on the scanner, I'm going to switch it on and off. On, now you see everything is on except the mill, but it's there. It's just um, a separate power or ground, sorry. Again, everything is there except the mill, but we already tried that. So this cluster is 100% fixed, and this is what you do. So this is a win-win. Everything is working back as the way it should. I'm going to put this back together 100%, clean the lens good. I always do that, and then tomorrow put it in the car. But this is the end of the testing in here. I want to show you guys. So please don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and let me know if you guys like the content and how I proceed in my videos. I'm trying to do my best and to share as much as information with all of you. Sometimes it's things that is going to be impossible for a do-yourself to do. But I also have a lot of mechanics friends that are subscribing to the channel. So we share information in between of us, and it's just a fun thing to do. So watching my videos, sharing my videos help me support the channel because it takes time to record and do, other things. So thank you so much, and again, see you next time.